think you want to play the game, and I want more.
I'm a victim of what came out of your demon-infested Who the hell do you think you are?
Give it up. I'm a nigga.
You do want to be employed, don't you? You know what I see? I see your mother. I see two spoiled, ungrateful little rich bitches. That's what I see.
I enjoy destroying lives.
Hold up, doesn't look like it's moving. Is it moving? Yeah, okay, yeah, the wheel is moving. The needle is the needles are moving. But who are you? It's Beer Drink, Dear Vince Podcast, episode 10 with George Kennebrew here. But man, hey, first off, man, before you get into your introduction, I've got to apologize for the fact that I told you 5 minutes, but I went into the bathroom after smoking, and you know what I'm saying? I told you, I was like, I got to piss real quick, then we'll start the podcast. But then as I'm peeing, I kind of had a case of the shake, rattle, and roll in the stomach regions. Oh. So I had to hurry up and quick. I had to make a quick 180 turn and plop down and go ahead and get rid of some of these stomach babies, some of these stomach turd babies. But I'm doing oh well, man. Another thing, like I said, whenever it's time for that dumping situation, man, even after it's out, man, I try to sit there and you know what? Does anyone does anyone interject? But but yeah, it is what it is, man. Dear Vince Podcast, episode 10. It's Beer Drink here with George Kennebrew. What's cracking, man?
Well, what's happening, man? I tell you what, you caught me at the perfect time because I just finished stuffing down like these sweet ass taquitos from the store. I'm gonna tell you all, I don't mean to go off topic real quick, DVP I should say, listeners, but I'm gonna tell you, if you've never tried taquitos and you want to try them, don't go to Quick Trip. Go to Walmart. Great value. They got a 16 pack, or I'm sorry, you get 16 of them in a box for like $2. You can't beat it.
Can't beat it. Better. So you say better than Quick Trip.
Right. They're better than Quick Trip. I promise you. You get 16 of them in a box, $2 only, and then after you do that, go on over a couple hours down and get you some of that great value Chipotle sauce. They're only 92 cents. So you can get you like 2 or 3 of them fucking bottles. Like, just to let y'all know, Chipotle sauce is my favorite damn sauce to eat, like, especially on, like, junk food or party food. So, if y'all ever meet me one day and you be like, hey, man, how can I show you a token of my appreciation? I'm like,
Chipotle sauce.
Just go to Walmart and just give me 3 bottles just give me 3 bottles of great value Chipotle sauce. And maybe some taquitos.
And that's not a lot to ask. That's all together. That's around $5. That's about $5. That's all they're asking you for. I mean, really, we're not asking you. My thing is, if you want to show your appreciation to George Kennebrew of this Dear Vince Podcast, shit, that's $5. You know, if you don't got, you got to have $5 because you're listening to the podcast. You got to have Wi-Fi. Unless you have a turned off phone stealing the Wi-Fi from Starbucks. But if you're in Starbucks, they're gonna kick you out unless you order one of them coffees. You best believe that. But shit, man, we got the WWE Universe coming up, man. Or not coming up, damn, it's every week. But shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna kind of let you take lead. I watched Raw and I watched SmackDown this week, and to be totally honest, nothing really nothing really stuck out to me to like really just to be excited about. I mean, of course, we know the Bray Wyatt Finn thing, but anything stick out of there like a sore thumb on Raw for you?
You know what, man? I'm kind of floating in the same boat as you are. You know, I wasn't really as impressed with Raw this week. I mean, but when has that been anything new? I mean, that's pretty much been a ongoing occurrence. Yeah. But I gotta say, this Paul Heyman era of Raw has been 50-50. You know, I gotta be completely honest. You know, and you know, you can't put all the blame on Paul Heyman because it's not like, you know, he's back there and has got the whole damn boardroom to himself.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, you know, he's got Vince's people in there working with him.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
I could see if Paul had assigned his own personal team
Mm-hmm.
and he fucked up like this, then okay, I would be severely heated with him. But I'll take, you know, a good chunk of the heat off of him because I know what he has to work with, and for that matter, who he has to work with.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's been 50-50 or whatnot, and you know, even though the overall show did not impress, there were still some good moments and bright spots in there. And think about it, and think about this: we're actually moving along storylines to SummerSlam.
Yeah, and that's a
So
definite good thing.
That's one positive. Now, going on to, I guess, the first bright spot, or one of the many, you know, few bright spots of Monday Night Raw, is I guess I'll set it off with the obvious. You know, the
Mm-hmm.
Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar segment, with Brock Lesnar showing up
Oh
to
yeah.
Raw unexpectedly. I don't think anybody really thought about him being on the show this week, so
Or
that
any
was
week.
definitely an unusual occurrence to see Brock Lesnar on Raw like earlier than he usually is.
Yeah.
But be that as it may, you know, of course, we saw, you know, he came down to ringside, attacked Seth Rollins. You know what? As much shit as we gave Seth Rollins a couple of weeks back, a couple of weeks back,
Mm-hmm.
I gotta give him a round of applause, man. I mean, you know, he did, you know, his good selling.
Yeah,
on Monday.
okay, that's what I was about to ask you, for selling the ass whooping or what? Because I didn't. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, basically selling the ass whooping. I mean, that was some damn good selling. And you know what? It had me invested. It really did, because, you know, he like Brock literally beat the shit out of Seth.
Yeah.
Like beat him. You can even say to a bloody pulp.
Yeah.
Because unless Seth had a good blood pill
Yeah.
that night,
He bit his tongue probably.
Probably so.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, Seth and Brock really made that that beatdown realistic. It was violent. Like I said, I was emotionally invested in it. Paul Heyman, this is something you don't see every day. Paul Heyman actually begging off Brock
Oh yeah,
to
yeah.
stop
Calling
the
him off.
attack.
Yeah.
Like, that was a very interesting wrinkle. Like, I never thought I'd see the day, you know, Paul Heyman actually begging off Brock Lesnar from whooping, you know, one of his opponent's ass, or
Yeah.
softening up his opponent, or whatever the hell you want to call it.
Yeah, that
But be
definitely.
that as it may,
That definitely did. Because like I said, that kind of slipped my mind too. I'm glad you brought this up first. But another good thing about it is it kind of goes with what you said at the beginning, that we're finally getting towards the build-up of SummerSlam. And that, to be totally honest, I wasn't that excited about a Brock and Seth Rollins rematch, to be totally
Right.
honest. But with this
Right.
beatdown, and like, truthfully, even the WWE even selling as far as Twitter and shit, and like just pretty much like Seth saying that he doesn't want to disclose any information about the hospital visit, this, that, and the other. It really does kind of make it more of a grudge match, to where you kind of give a like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not that excited about it, but it does make it a bit more intriguing than it was a week ago.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's right. And just the fact that you know, they even took it that far, you know, with allowing Seth to, you know, even display some color, you know, even though it was coming from his mouth.
Oh yeah.
Like the fact that they even, you know, went that way, you know, says something that, okay,
Yeah.
well, maybe Vince is, you know, laying off of the KY jelly and actually, you know, taking the creative handcuffs,
Mm-hmm.
you know, off of some of the superstars and letting them do their thing. I mean, of course we know why, because, you know,
Duh.
October is a few months away, but
Yeah.
still.
That elephant in the room, that AEW bomb that's about to fucking blow up.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, okay, Vince, you're
job.
lightening up a little bit.
Good job,
you're
Vince.
starting to.
Good
Yeah,
job.
you're,
Oh, you
you're
know what? You
starting
know
to
what?
see-
You know what? Not good job, Vince, but thank you, Vince, for, you know what I'm saying, calming the fuck down and letting other people cook. You know what I'm saying? So you don't get a pat on the back yet, Vince. You'll get a peace sign emoji via Twitter.
There you
know What I'm
go.
saying? We'll just shoot you a
There you
peace
go.
sign
Or,
emoji.
or a thumbs up.
Yeah,
Or
a thumbs up. There we
emoji
go. There
for
we
that
go.
matter.
Thumbs up. Thumbs
Yeah.
up. Word up.
But yeah, Vince, you're coming along though. You're coming along.
Coming
I'm proud
along.
of you. I'm proud of you.
But
I
shit,
see
what else?
you.
What else we
We see
had
you.
on Raw worth talking about?
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, man, this 24/7
Oh, yeah.
championship,
Mm-hmm.
as much as we wanted to,
Oh, God, I crucified
it,
Yeah.
and burn it, the ashes or
Mhm.
whatnot. I have to honestly admit, man, the 24/7 championship has gotten over.
Yep, it did.
It's plain and simple.
Mm-hmm.
It's over.
It's over
I mean,
in the motherfucker.
I'll dare say
That
the
bitch over.
24/7 championship is
That
the hottest thing.
It is.
Or one of the hottest things going
Mm-hmm.
on Raw right now.
Yeah, it is.
It really
Hey,
is.
And you know what I heard through the grapevine? Damn, am I 72 years old? But anyway, no. I also heard a report. I'm not sure what no, it wasn't a website. I think it may have even been What Culture Wrestling or some shit like that. That stated that Kofi and who's the other dude, man? With the fucking belt. It said Kofi Kingston and Seth Rollins, but I guess it was at the time where Seth Rollins had the belt. But they said that Kofi Kingston and Seth Rollins are the worst drawing belt title holders, like main belt holders in the history of ratings of like Raw and SmackDown.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like, and it was real. Like I think they even may have broke it down because I kind of skipped through the video. But like, yeah, like it was a definite thing. Like they said that Kofi and Seth Rollins, when they were holding the belts at the same time, were the worst drawing title holders in SmackDown and Raw like history. Like they said the numbers went down, and I kind of see it because just how me and you talked about, like the Kofi thing is kind of running its course. Like and truthfully, the whole New Day thing has already run its course. Like they need to self-implode and they need to turn on each other. I can't wait to see Big E with a heel turn, as well as Kofi Kingston with a heel turn, and maybe just keep Elijah or Xavier Woods is the, you know what I'm saying, Elijah, but like keep Xavier Woods as kind of neutral, you know what I'm saying? Because just how you said, I think it's gonna be harder for him to just make a complete heel turn because I mean, you know what I'm saying? You don't really see that mean streak, but he can definitely be over just from how he works in the ring and just continuing to be funny. But I think he can be funny by himself without the whole pancake throwing. And truthfully, shit, he can keep the damn trombone. He could keep the trombone and still keep going, but it just kind of ditched the whole New Day color scheme and the whole New Day, you know what I'm saying, unicorns and all that bullshit. But just kind of come to his own. But it's gonna happen really soon because, I mean, you know, it's damn true if I'm getting tired of Kofi, you know what I'm saying, Kofi interviews and Kofi segments. Like they lost this spark. He's lost his spark.
Yeah, it's definitely an annoyance there with Kofi. And I guess the annoyance isn't necessarily coming from, how can I put this? The annoyance isn't coming from him.
Yeah.
As, you know, the character. The annoyance is coming from the lack of evolution of his character.
Mm-hmm. And to cut you off real quick, the monotony of it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's like everything Kofi is almost like a copy and paste from the previous week all the way up to like a month, 2 months ago.
Because see, the thing about it is like I even go back to the to the golden age of pro wrestling, the 90s, of course, and I go back to the Hulk Hogan heel turn at Bash at the Beach '96.
Oh yeah,
because much like Kofi Kingston, and keep your drawers loose, jock snippers, okay? I'm not trying to compare Kofi Kingston to Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, chill out.
So before you start, sending,
you felt that too?
all of these little mark-ass comments.
No, you felt
on
that
YouTube.
too. You for real felt that energy, that vibration too. As soon as you said, I felt that. Like my stomach, I thought I was gonna have to go and take a shit again, but it was like, nah.
Yeah,
damn.
I'm telling you, man.
That's
I'm
crazy.
telling you, man. Like before y'all go and send me these mark-ass comments on YouTube, I am not trying to compare Kofi Kingston to Hulk Hogan.
My ear
I'm trying to
started
make
to tingle.
yeah. I'm trying to make an analysis here, okay? So just shut the hell up
y'all
and
chill out.
listen,
Yeah,
okay?
y'all chill out. Carry on. Let's
right.
get this.
All right. So what I was saying is comparing in terms of evolution of character with Kofi Kingston, much like the Hulk Hogan heel turn back at Bash at the Beach 96. Like in that time, there was a point to where the fans that were the quote-unquote Hulkamaniacs those previous years, like 95, 94, and so on, they just got tired. They got restless, and they're just like, we want to see another side of Hulk Hogan.
Oh, yeah.
We're tired of the saying the prayers, the training, and the vitamins, and, you putting your hand to your ear and trying to see which side of the building is loudest, and, flexing your muscles and, saying, brother, umpteen thousand times. We're tired of that shit.
Yeah.
We're even tired of you wearing the same damn colors.
Yeah,
yellow
exactly,
and red,
exactly.
or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
We want to see, what are the other parts of Hulk Hogan?
Exactly.
Like what would
we
Hulk
love
Hogan be like?
tacos. Like we love tacos like a motherfucker, but we can't eat tacos every day for like 3 years straight.
Exactly. So basically, it's like a lot of those fans, especially those older fans at that certain time, or a particular time, I should say, the question started floating in their head of like, okay, well, you know what? I wonder what's on the other side of Hulk Hogan. Like, does Hogan have an edge? Does Hulk Hogan
did he.
Hulk, yeah, and
Yeah.
Hulk can Hulk actually show a more aggressive side to him, or what have you? Like, those questions started to linger in those fans' minds, and apparently Eric Bischoff and Hogan himself, being the smart people that they are, as much as I hate to say that about the son of a bitch. But anyway.
Who Hulk Hogan or Eric Bischoff? Which one is the son of a bitch?
Hogan.
Oh, okay.
As much as I hate to say that about that bastard, he's a smart motherfucker, okay? There's just no way around it, okay? Like, as much as he, has lost a lot of respect and love for me as once devoted, loyal fan of his.
Now, we're going to call you a Hulkamaniac. You used to be a Hulkamaniac, didn't you?
Yeah.
You were a Hulkamaniac?
Right. I were. I mean, I was. That's the key word, was.
Word.
But be that as it may, as much as I hate to put the word smart associated with Hogan, at least back in that time before we found out who he truly was later on in life, it was a smart thing that him and Bischoff got together. And I know as nervous as he was to do it, and probably somewhat scared in a way because of the heat that he was going to get, he was like, well, hey, the fans, that were Hulkamaniacs of mine back in the 80s and the early 90s, they're, getting a little older now.
Yeah.
They're starting to grow restless and tired, and, it's just time for a change.
Yep.
And, like I said, as much balls as it took Hogan to do it, he had to make this heel turn.
Yeah.
And the beautiful thing about it is that, number one, it was a beautiful story that was told. Like, the story was phenomenal. I mean, the way that they were able to keep Hogan a secret for that period of time, while at the same time using other superstars like Sting and,
Savage?
just the other
No.
top wrestlers in WCW. As good as they were able to kind of maneuver them around, to not only make them a part of the story, but in turn getting them over too, in a way.
Yeah.
Until finally the day of the pay-per-view, when it was time to do the reveal, and Hogan ended up being the third man in the NWO.
Mm-hmm.
That was, when we got our question answered.
Yeah, it was a blindside.
okay,
We were blindsided. Like, who would have thought that?
But that's when we got our question answered of like, okay, Hogan does have a serious side. He can be aggressive. He can be edgy. You know what I'm saying? He does have a killer instinct, so to speak. Everything's not all, a happy, joy. Hey, kids, say your prayers, eat your vitamins, and, train, and all this other stuff. And Hulkamania lives forever, brother.
Y'all, y'all know us here on the Dear Vince podcast, how we do. We do whatever we want. But how is Kofi gonna incorporate that though?
That's the point I was gonna get to.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, when I look at Kofi Kingston and, use that same philosophy, I'm like, Kofi has to, number one, take the step himself. He has to make that initiative himself. I mean, yeah, you could have all of this creative team and all you want, but quiet as kept, it's really up to the talent, to be honest with you. Because at the same time, it's only so much that Vince can do, as well as the creative team.
Yeah,
it's really up to the talent to really get themselves over in that way.
And a quick point right before you smash your point, in case being is Luke Gallows and what's the other guy? Fuck, can't never
Carl
remember.
Anderson?
Yeah, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson. Like, they for a minute did not sign the contract to renew, and you know what I'm saying, being that we have AEW and their stables and fan favorites over in Japan, New Japan Pro Wrestling, like them kind of holding out before signing the contract. Look where they are now. Like, now they are probably in one of the biggest pushes in the WWE universe with the the whole stable coming back with them and AJ Styles, and they recently won the tag titles. Like the company and the powers that be, of course, okay, we everybody's gonna always look at them as, say if you look at a restaurant or something like that, the general manager or whoever owns the restaurant, you're always gonna look at them as, oh man, they get on my nerve, da da da. But if everybody walks out of the kitchen, then they're fucked. And that's the mentality that that you have to have in everything. It's like, okay, shit, you're the boss, but at the same time, it's like, what are you gonna boss if everyone goes the Dean Ambrose, the John Moxley way? You know what I'm saying? John Moxley's undefeated. John Moxley's undefeated outside of the fucking WWE and the hottest thing in wrestling. So that was just a quick point I wanted to make as far as, because you made the point. But I just wanted to make sure that we fucking painted that shit in blood on you motherfuckers' faces. Good. Yeah.
That's really good, and that's what I was alluding to with what I was saying about Kofi has to make that he has to make that step. He has to take that initiative to get with somebody, whether it's a producer or a creative team member, and be like, look, dude, this is something that I've been thinking about for a while. This is an idea that I want to experiment with. I think, this gimmick that I'm currently doing right now, I've been doing it for, X amount of years, and, fans are starting to catch on, and they're getting restless, and they're getting bored of it. So I think it's time to go in a different direction.
Yep.
So if it's all right, let me try this. Let me, you know what I'm saying, kind of tease, this side of me or what have you, and see what type of reaction that I would get,
and
what have you.
And holy shit, will it be a great reaction? I already know it.
Yeah, it would. I truly believe, man, if Kofi really wanted to, and if Kofi really takes the initiative and makes that step to, all of a sudden do a heel turn, I believe he could pull it off.
Oh no, he will. He will. It ain't even like he will. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be so fucking fire. I can't wait for it.
Because the thing of it is the one reason, or I shouldn't say the one reason. The one advantage that Kofi has to make a smooth transition into a villain role is, he's got that. I don't want to call it hood because I don't want to make him sound ignorant or whatever.
It's not. This is the Dear Vince podcast. Say that shit.
Fuck that. Okay, Kofi got some hood in.
Yeah.
All right, like that's what it is. Kofi's got some hood. I mean, he's from fucking Boston, Massachusetts, for crying out loud. So he's about that life. He's definitely about that life. So I'm just like, being that, he's already got, that grimy Boston, street type of persona to him. And I'm just talking about in kayfabe. Okay. Being that he's already, got that side to him in reality, my thing is like, why not just bring that reality into, I guess, I don't want to call it fantasy because it's really not fantasy.
No, into the gimmick.
Yeah,
almost like how they kind of buried Stone Cold Steve Austin as the ringmaster and tried to do other things, stunning Steve in WCW, and then he went to ECW and kind of found himself, and then finally when he went to WWE, instead of ringmaster after the was it King of the Ring, he finally proclaimed himself as, you know what I'm saying, like pretty much instead of building a character, making a character, they actually let him be himself, and that was like the most influential change and what do you call it? Not confirmation, but conformed. Pretty much the company conformed and let him be himself, and now he's the greatest, in my opinion, character in WWE history. For real.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a thing like that.
Because the beer said so.
Definitely. I relate. Shout out Stone Cold.
Shout out to Stone Cold. But I don't want to ramble on this too much longer.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is that, at some point Kofi needs to take a few steps back, take a look in the mirror, and realize, like, okay, I've been doing the same thing for this amount of years.
Yep.
And don't get me wrong, it's paid dividends.
Yeah.
It's gotten him over. I mean, hell, he's the fucking WWE champion, like the first ever legitimate African American WWE champion. That's a hell of an accomplishment.
Yes, it is.
But at the same time, as great as all of that is, you're still doing the same thing you've been doing.
Yep.
And at some point, you've got to come to the determination, like, okay, am I just going to keep doing the same thing for the rest of my career?
Yeah.
And, just continue, to get more stale and more stale and more stale, but to the point where I'm just going to become completely expendable in the WWE universe's eyes?
Yeah.
Or am I going to actually take the risk and the initiative and actually try something else?
Yeah.
And see, if that can pay just as much dividends for me as it did, when I started to do this New Day thing.
Yeah, but then also
so that's what he has to. But that's the question that he's got to ask himself.
That's the question. But then to the WWE's credit, and truthfully, maybe even to his, it has to be to his credit. because he was part of the situation as well. This could be the precursor to a heel change or just a because my thing, it doesn't necessarily have to be a heel change. It could just be an attitude change for him. But the fact that they're even letting him revisit the whole Randy Orton, because it was actually beef, like the whole Randy Orton situation, and they're actually bringing people back and putting it out, even though they kind of sugarcoating it by having Randy Orton kind of not tell the story that everyone really actually knows. Like he's trying to say, oh well, you wasn't ready, whatever. So they kind of still trying to keep it under wraps, and I understand why, because a lot of people could look at that shit as a race. You know what I'm saying? They'll pin it towards race, but the fact that they're even letting them have this angle with Randy Orton, to me, is kind of a spoiler to where it lets me know that we're going to see a different side of Kofi after the match, or maybe even a week or 2 weeks before the match at SummerSlam. But we need to go ahead and get on from that Raw, because this is how I had it, because we would go to a break, but whatever, about 15. But as far as Raw, there were two other things that I actually looked at as interesting. One of them being, of course, Bray Wyatt and the Firefly Funhouse and Finn Balor. But then the second one, though, the second one, and then we'll be off of Raw, is I just wanted to discuss with you briefly after we talk about Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt, is what the fuck, like, what did you get out of the whole ending of Raw with Roman Reigns? Because I rewinded it probably 4 or 5 times and then like played it in slow-mo, just looking at the background to see if I could see any Firefly Funhouse characters that may have knocked that it wasn't a bin, it was like a fucking rack over on the Roman Reigns. Yeah, and I'm just like, that was just really, it was real bizarre.
Actually, I think you're referring to SmackDown.
Oh, that was SmackDown?
That happened on SmackDown.
Oh, okay, that happened on SmackDown, so we'll talk about that on the second half. Okay. So
if you're talking about Raw, then the guy you should be probably talking about is Cedric Alexander.
Oh,
that's the guy that closed out Raw Monday.
I'm trying.
Quiet as kept. I mean, of course, Roman and the Usos are gonna take the credit, but I mean, let's be serious. Like Cedric Alexander, like, definitely, took that opportunity to get himself over, and I think he's slowly but steadily doing that. And good for him, because, this is one of the most talented.
I'm lost. That may have been one. That may have been one to where I went outside and smoked or some shit, and then just left didn't pause it or some shit. So like I'm lost right here. So you got to fill me in on that. Then we'll hit up the Firefly or the Bray Wyatt Finn Balor shit.
Okay, so basically, it's funny that we talked about Brock and Seth to kind of kick it off, because actually this tied in to all of that. And the reason I say that is because, and I found this kind of strange, but I wasn't surprised. After they had, I guess, come back from, when Seth, got that last F5 onto that stretcher or whatever.
Oh yeah, that ass.
When they came back and they were hauling him off into the ambulance, I noticed, I was like, well, why the fuck is Becky not by his side?
Yeah, I noticed that too. I did notice that.
Why is she back there like 20 feet away from him with her hands on her hips? Like she just walked outside and she just heard gunshots.
Hold up. So they did show her in frame, like as he was in the back, like getting in or being put in the air, or at any point.
Yeah,
she wasn't because I didn't even notice it. That's how much they trying to sell that, like her like not having any respect for him, and kind of damn. I didn't even notice her anywhere. I'm gonna have to rewatch that.
Yeah, like and it was also very bizarre that, Roman, just kind of, just looked at him, or Roman just briefly as they were hauling them into the ambulance, Roman just briefly, kind of just looked at him and then just went on about his business. And I was just like, what the fuck is this?
I didn't notice any of this shit. What the fuck?
Aren't y'all supposed to be like Shield brothers and all of that bullshit?
I think I do remember.
But
Roman,
you're steady, but it's not even like Roman didn't even attempt to stop the damn stretcher.
You're like asking him how he was doing.
Ask Seth, you're like, hey man,
are you good, nigga? Are you good, nigga?
Yeah. Like, he basically just glanced at that motherfucker and then just went on about his business. And I'm just like, what the hell is going on, man?
It's thundering over here.
Like, this is very confusing right now. But be that as it may, let me not ramble too long.
No, it's good because fuck Seth Rollins.
They were hauling off Seth to the ambulance.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, out of nowhere, Samoa Joe and Gallows and Anderson had jumped Roman, and then maybe about like 3 seconds later, the Usos come. They help, Cuz out, and then they get their ass kicked.
Mm-hmm.
All the while, Samoa Joe is over there laying, a couple of shots in the Roman, and basically this spilled out into the arena. So, this big brawl breaks out. I don't want to say it was a pure 6 brawl, but it was a brawl nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
So the brawl breaks out, and then from out of nowhere, who should come down to the ring for the save but none other than Cedric Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, but it actually made sense because as the brawl was, continuing to go on and Roman, was starting to, kind of like fire back or what have you, Drew McIntyre appeared. And, further helped, the OC and Samoa Joe beat down Roman Reigns or whatever.
Oh,
but not too long after that, Cedric Alexander came down the ringside and he basically took over. We'll just say that. Like, he was out there just diving over everybody, just basically cleaning house. And then, like, at the very end of the show, as the brawl, escalated up the rampway or whatnot, I don't know what was about to happen, but all of a sudden, you just see Cedric Alexander, like, he was actually on top of the LED board, and then he just does like a gigantic dive on everybody and takes everybody out. And then that was pretty much how it all ended. I mean, Alexander, Reigns, and the Usos, they stood tall at the end. But yeah, like Alexander had a very, very big part in making that happen. Like I said, he won't get the credit, which is even more fucked up because, of course, you got Roman and the Usos, in there with him. But if you really want to just look at it for what it truly is, honestly, Cedric Alexander made that segment. I'm telling you.
Yeah, but another thing, and it's a super quick hot take on the whole kind of going back towards Kofi. Kofi has a run in now, or truthfully, they running it back with, Randy Orton. And if Kofi is going to be a heel or change an attitude, maybe they're already looking towards the future for their next African American, black super face. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is who better than, because my thing, you can't really use Ricochet as much because truthfully he's like a light skinned dude. But hey, welcome to the race pod. Welcome to the Dear Race pod. But no, you know what I'm saying? Like what you call it? Ricochet's more of a light skinned dude, so you know what I'm saying, mixed and whatnot. So they need, you know what I'm saying, another good guy, because just how I said, I think when they break apart New Day, it's gonna be heels all over the place. Other than Xavier, you know what I'm saying? Like he'll be like a neutral guy. Like he's just gonna be an in ring, like truthfully a mid carder, to be honest. But But yeah, definitely, I missed that. But truthfully, I don't think I missed it. Like I think I was just in and out. I was like walking out. I walked out, smoked a cigarette, forgot it, paused, and whatever. And then I think I even remember seeing Cedric Alexander on there. I just missed that. So it is what it is, guys.
Yeah, I mean, but like I said, you know, kudos to him, you know, for making the most of his opportunity. And like I said, you know, this is one of the more talented cruiserweights in WWE. I mean, hell, the guy was the fucking champion, you know, at one time. Although, you know, he didn't get, you know, the proper reign that he deserved. But, you know, be that as it may.
Yeah.
When the opportunity was given to him to go out there and showcase what he could do, he delivered.
Word.
So hopefully, you know, from this day going forward, you know, we'll get to see a lot more of Cedric Alexander.
Definitely.
You know, closing out, you know, the third hour of Raw, or, you know, just even
in the damn ring,
at
least.
even in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm. Hey, and one super quick point that loyal Dear Vince podcast listener Colum Billy, he tweeted at me on Twitter saying that, did you not notice on Raw this past week that it was way more action, less talking? So that, damn, you hear that thunder?
Yeah.
You hear that thunder over here?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's thundering like a motherfucker. But yeah, man, like then I was like, oh, that's a good point, to be honest, because I mean we're so spoiled as wrestling fans, we just take it in and like, oh, that was a good show, and we don't really look at that. So yeah, that was definitely a good point.
Yeah.
More action, less talking.
Hey, that's what old Paulie Heyman does, man.
Bet. Hey, you know what?
What
we'll do? As far as Bray and the Firefly Funhouse segment, since the action part kind of happened on SmackDown, we'll talk about that on the second half. You know what I'm saying? When we talk about SmackDown, because isn't that right? Because like Monday on Raw, if I remember right, it was just a Funhouse, right? And then SmackDown, that's when he attacked Finn Balor. So that so it'll make more sense to talk about the attack, then run it back, and then talk about the Funhouse that will happen on SmackDown. And then, because like I said, SmackDown ain't gonna be too much to talk about. But yeah,
right.
But yeah, man, definitely. Like I said, in my opinion, a decent week in the universe. Raw and SmackDown both were okay. Like, I'll put it this way, they weren't shit.
No, they
you know
weren't.
what I'm saying? They weren't shit. They weren't shit at all.
But I would definitely say, honestly, that SmackDown Live
was better.
Definitely outdid Raw again this week.
Any last remarks about Raw, though?
Aside from, like I was saying, the bright spots, you know, with Cedric Alexander getting over, you know, the Brock, Seth angle, you know, the 24/7 championship. Oh yeah, and kudos to Maria Kanellis, as weird and as, you know, kind of nasty as this may sound.
Fuck her. I hate her.
The first pregnant 24/7 champion.
I hate it. But you know what's funny though? I shouldn't hate it because it's nothing but a gimmick. But I just know, I know married dudes in relationships like that where the bitch, I mean, not like that. I mean, of course it's overdone and, like, you know what I'm saying, amplified because it's on TV and it's in the WWE. But I know dudes that will fucking like bend over backwards while the bitch is fucking act like talking crazy brazy to the, like, I know dudes in fucking marriages and shit like that and in relationships like that, and for me to see it on TV is like, shut the fuck up. Like, like you could actually
I don't know
what
the hell Mike Kanellis did. I don't know what he did, but it must have been like some serious shit.
I don't know what the
fuck.
Like
he must have like, you know, cursed out or you know, just talked about a creative team member like really, really bad.
Yeah.
Something.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, this treatment that he's getting, this just doesn't have to do with the fact of him being a talented pro wrestler.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this guy did some real off the wall type of stuff to get this type of humiliation every single week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no way around it. There's no way around it. It definitely spilled into the back or at home or some bullshit. Like, definitely that. Because, I mean, I'll put it this way. I'm not a pro wrestler. But if I was wrestling, if I was a pro wrestler and then I'm working with my wife and shit on the, the same company, if that shit was presented to me and then it was further presented to me and then for a fucking month, I'd be like, fuck y'all and fuck you, bitch. We getting divorced and I'm leaving this fucking company and you blocked on Twitter. That's
man.
real. But shit, man.
I mean, yeah.
You know,
man.
It's raining like a
man.
bitch. Is it raining over there or no?
I don't think so.
So we kind of broke. Damn it! I just broke kayfabe. So now you niggas know that, cause y'all niggas know that I live in Georgia. So now we broke kayfabe. So now they know that you live in Georgia as well.
Oh fucking
because you were supposed to be from Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Podcast.
God damn it! But shit.
Oh well, shit. This is our fucking podcast.
Our podcast.
We live in damn Atlanta, Georgia. So fucking what?
Word. Podcast based in Atlanta, Georgia.
What the hell y'all gonna do?
And on the special, we'll definitely do a studio podcast, both in studio. This is just the reason why we do it this way is because it's so convenient. He lives around 45 minutes or probably an hour or a bit over an hour away from me, so it's easier to knock him out via phone interview. But I can't wait for whenever. Truthfully, we may even do it for the one. We'll discuss that. We'll discuss that off.
Just know it's coming, bitches.
Oh yeah,
it's coming.
Most definitely.
Okay, the lives, like the actual, like where we're in the same room or whatever, and we're in front of the same damn microphone, and I gotta listen to this motherfucker burp because he done drank like 6 beers during the damn podcast. Like, that shit's gonna happen, okay?
Most definitely.
Trevor, I'm telling you, it may not seem like it right now.
Oh no,
it
seems like it. They know it's gonna happen because you know why? Because they've got the magic in them. But at 40, whoa, shit! Did you hear that?
Weezer.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did. I did hear that.
Yo, after that one, I think I may have shit my pants. We're going to go ahead and take around a 10-minute break, come back, and we're going to discuss SmackDown here on the Dear Vince podcast, episode 10.
Aaron's about to go take a shower, like a human shower in that rain.
You heard that shit? Jesus. Golly. But yeah, man, I'm going to hit you back, and we will be back in around, it doesn't matter, around 10. Shit, y'all going to be back in like 5 seconds or 2 seconds because it's edited. Anyhow, guys. I hope y'all are enjoying it up to now. Dear Vince Podcast, episode 10 with George Kennebrew and myself. It's a beer drink. We'll be right back. And we are back, guys. That was a shoot, folks. I had to jump off this podcast and make sure that I got at least the first half saved because I'm in some weirdo weather right here. It's almost like the WWE universe after AEW fucking debuts
weirdo weather.
It's like an explosion. Funny. That shit was loud, man. Like, that was one of the loudest thunder blasts that I've heard in a long time, man. And I checked the undies.
Probably had a thunder blast in the toilet too.
Yeah, no, I checked. That's all I was just about to say. I checked the undies, man, and we're clear. I didn't. No shower needed. Just had to compose myself, smoke a cigarette, compose myself, and we are back. DVP episode 10, and we are on the SmackDown segment of the podcast. We're going to talk a little bit about SmackDown briefly, and also we may get into a little bit of AEW shenanigans, man. So what do you want to start off with? Oh, you know what? Not AEW, damn. SmackDown, the Firefly Funhouse culmination, and the Bray Wyatt Fiend
Why not?
run-in. which was great.
Why
I
not
love the way they did
Firefly
that.
Funhouse,
But you know
man?
one thing though that's crazy about this though is you know how
What's
we
that?
talked about last week and even the week before that. We're like, yo, we need to see a little less of Bray, the Fiend, the Funhouse, the characters, just to kind of build up. But in a way, like just how I texted you, because you were behind this time on SmackDown. You out and about doing your thing, and of course, no spoilers. That's all you got to say to me. And then you know what? I'm not saying a damn word else. Just watch the shit and keep it to myself. But the one thing that I liked about it is the fact that SummerSlam is right around the corner, so you kind of can't hide, you know, Bray, the Funhouse, the Fiend too much,
right.
because we have to build this story up. And I like the way they built it up because they did it very minimally. What do you think about that?
Yeah, no, I mean you're exactly right. And just to further your point, believe it or not, y'all, SummerSlam is next weekend.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
So not this Sunday, but next Sunday. Holy shit.
Yeah, like SummerSlam is literally around the damn corner. So yeah, to your point.
Yeah, they had to do that.
Yeah, they did, and as much, you know, like you were saying, as I would have loved for them to, you know, kind of, you know, keep, you know, Wyatt, the Fiend, off of WWE TV until, you know, the go home week of WWE SummerSlam. You know, like you were just saying, when I saw it, and most importantly, I saw how it was executed. I said, you know what? This is cool.
Quick.
I don't mind this. I don't mind this because I love the way that they were able to incorporate the actual Firefly Funhouse characters. You know, for the longest, you know, we saw, you know, Abby, and then we saw Mercy or whatever. This time, we got to feature Ramblin' Rabbit.
Oh yeah, and
you know,
and this was on the Raw segment, y'all. I don't want y'all fucking commenting that didn't even happen on SmackDown. This is the SmackDown. We know, motherfuckers.
We know.
We're getting to that. We're getting to the SmackDown part. But yeah, go carry on, man.
Yeah,
just gotta put you know, just how you call them jock sniffers. We gotta put them in their place before they even fucking say a word. So yeah, man, fuck y'all. Or not fuck y'all. Y'all keep listening. But anyway.
I mean, hey, if y'all want to keep listening or not, but if you don't, fuck y'all. Like you said. But no, but yeah, like just the way that this whole thing was laid out, and I love how, you know, they incorporated, you know, a Funhouse character, because like I said, you know, months prior, you know, we saw so much of, you know, Abby and Mercy, the Buzzard or whatnot. But this time we actually got a chance to see Ramblin' Rabbit. And, you know, I love how Ramblin' Rabbit, like, you know, told the story of, you know, how, you know, Bray and the rest of the Funhouse characters are really big fans of Fiends. I was about to say the Fiend, but he was talking about how, you know, Bray, along with the rest of the Funhouse characters, are big fans of Balor and really think, you know, he is an extraordinary man that can do extraordinary things. But when it comes to the Fiend, of course, we know that's not the case.
Yeah.
And I loved also the transition from, you know, Ramblin' Rabbit to them actually showing Bray Wyatt.
Oh yeah.
Like that was good.
Yeah,
that was good. On Raw, that was good.
Good
that
shit.
Was good.
Because in another
like,
thing, the thing that was crazy about that was like you didn't really have a notion that the next night that they would carry on. Do you know what I'm saying? We thought that we were done with this shit for the week.
Yeah, that's what I pretty much thought. I'm like, okay, so Bray is you know, coming out as himself this week to, you know, further, you know, build the matchup, which is good. Because you don't want to, like, burn, you know, you don't want to burn the Fiend out or whatnot. So that was good to see them, switch it up, and just have Bray as his normal self, building the matchup.
Yeah.
But as you just alluded to, fast forwarding to SmackDown Live now, in typical theme fashion, the lights went out, one by one, and there he was.
Yeah, that was dope. I really liked the way they
But
did that.
you know what was even more spectacular about this particular Fiend appearance?
You let me know.
If you notice that it almost seemed like, now I don't know if I'm the only one feeling this way, but it kind of seemed like the Fiend was gliding in the arena.
Yeah.
Because I didn't actually see him in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like he was in the stands almost.
Yeah.
But it's just like when they showed his face and when he appeared, it almost felt like he was actually gliding, and then all of a sudden he just disappeared.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And
I was just like, that is some good ass special effects.
It was, but the only thing that I thought of, I'm like, okay, dude, is he really a magician? Like, because it definitely seemed that he was in the arena, but you know what I'm saying, with that Titantron, that's what I was thinking. I was like, maybe with that Titantron, they just had like a camera maybe zoomed in on it perfectly to where it was like a vignette or video, you know what I'm saying, a video on the Titantron. And I'll put it this way. If we knew someone that was at the actual show, they could let us know, because like if my whole thought of it is that, like, I'm thinking that he was on the Titantron, but they just had a perfect shot of the Titantron, so we watching it on TV would be like, oh shit, he's right there, because it was super dark blackness around it. Because if he was in the crowd or some shit, like, we'd probably hear some feedback from the crowd yelling right beside him, or even people like trying to pat him down and shit like that. But however they did it, definitely effective, because that's like the first thing I thought. I'm like, oh shit, he's in the ring. Or, I don't know if he's in the ring or not, but they had it so dark to where you couldn't differentiate if he's in the ring. Is he right outside the ring? Is he on the fucking ramp? Like, you just couldn't tell. But that was definitely fucking well done. And shit, that's what y'all got to do. WWE production value, the small things.
Like I said, I believe I said it on last week's episode, and it's kind of been something that I say, quite often, man. It's visual presentation.
Oh yeah.
Visual promotion.
Yep.
That's what it is.
And they showing off now.
Promotion.
They're showing off now. Like that's the smart thing to do. Show off the powers and the attributes that y'all already have that AEW is going to have to kind of build up to, and you know what I'm saying, and attain. Because like I said, AEW isn't going to be the most fucking flashy and in like After Effects and you know what I'm saying, like, as far as just like the shit how we saw in the Firefly Funhouse shit. They're going to be more grassroots, like normal wrestling show with a bunch of flair around it. But my thing is, like, the WWE, they have the technology almost already. So now they got to bring that shit out the bag in order to really show, like, oh, what? Oh no, we could do this though. And I think that's why they're showing off, and that's the reason why this Bray Wyatt Fiend angle is like the best thing for the WWE at the moment, man. It's crazy.
And regardless of the fact that, currently we know that Balor isn't going to show up to SummerSlam as the Demon.
Nope.
But
not a chance.
I still have my fantasy booking scenario, or just my fantasy booking prediction of how I feel this match should turn out at SummerSlam. And I am still going to reveal
we're doing that
fantasy booking prediction when we do the
send-off
prediction show for SummerSlam next week.
Word.
So hold on, to your seats, DVP listeners.
Hey, you know what's funny?
And close your ears, jock snippers, because I know you're not gonna like it, but it's gonna be damn good regardless. Because
I hope they do something crazy on Raw and SmackDown and just throw your shit off. but is your plan is your plan almost bulletproof? You think? You know what I'm saying? The way it's like, if they did this, I could still twist it this way. Or if they did that, I could still twist it this way. Or is it one of those things where, like, shit, if something throws it off, you're like, damn, fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, hey, like you said, I mean, it could be to the point where, Raw or SmackDown next week, could totally do something to fuck my whole entire fantasy booking up. But I'm really, really hoping that doesn't happen. I'm hoping that
so you got a good one. You got a good one. Word.
Right. But I'm just hoping that things kind of do stay the same, because that's going to make my fantasy booking prediction that much better. And on top of that, when I actually break it down here on the Dear Vince podcast,
break it down.
Like that's gonna that's gonna be even better. So yeah, hopefully some things stay the same. But I mean, if they do throw some more wrinkles in it, then so be it. I'll just predict it as it goes.
That's how we gonna do it, man. But what did you think about? Truthfully, not really. Yeah, definitely what you think about it. But I was just saying, I like the fact that it was the Fiend costing. It was the Fiend costing Finn Balor a loss, and also continuing Dolph Ziggler's semi push that they're giving him too as the Heartbreak Kid, the Shawn Michaels knockoff. That's I like that. I like the fact they did that. That really shows the power that the Fiend and Bray Wyatt has to make Finn vulnerable so much to where he loses matches, because he's one of those guys that he's not really a 50-50 type of guy. Like he wins more than he loses. So when he when he loses, it's definitely kind of a thing, and especially with this angle, it makes him look weaker. You know what I'm saying? It makes him look more weak, and just for the fact that he's about to be in a match with something almost supernatural, not a man. And that's what's crazy, is the fact that it's making Finn Balor look vulnerable, weak, shook, and just unaware of what the fuck is to come in the near future at SummerSlam.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I couldn't have said it any better myself. And it's actually pretty sad that the story is making Finn turn out this way. Mm-hmm. As you said, making him look more vulnerable, making him seem more weak. But he doesn't have anything, to channel in order to, gain strength, so to speak. He has to literally go into this as himself. Mm-hmm. Now, as I said last week, let's not, get too caught up in this theory of, just because the WWE hasn't said anything about him being the Demon does not mean that he still won't show up as the Demon, possibly. That's a very good possibility he could still show up in that gimmick. Like I said, because the WWE, their swerve skills, I gotta admit, they got some pretty damn good swerve skills.
They even had a show called Swerve on fucking the network.
Well, there you go.
Bring that back. Damn, that shit was decent. It was decent entertainment. Bring that shit back. Then I'll fucking start paying for the network again.
Right. But yeah, I mean, their swerve skills are pretty, up to par. So it's like you really can't believe completely what Dave Meltzer said about, Balor not, showing up as the Demon King. Mm-hmm. Because like I said, and again, my theory is going to stick even when we do the SummerSlam predictions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all it takes is just that delay. It's all about the delay.
Hey, one other thing. You say delay. That's when you said delay, I thought that. And then also you said Dave Meltzer showing Finn Balor showing up as the demon. That would be a feat in itself as far as like not pyro, but as far as makeup and just kind of throwing everything off, like how you saying it's a swerve. What if there's a moment in the match to where lights off when the Fiend is up and turns into the demon mid-match? Painting all. That would be crazy. Mm-hmm. Man, I don't want to get in your booking though for next week, because I ain't trying to fuck up your shit, man. Is that one of yours?
No.
Okay,
no,
cool.
Not even, the good part about it is that is totally not my booking.
Cool.
So you're not fucking nothing up.
Endless possibilities. Thank you, WWE. You pieces of
That's
shit.
Yeah.
That's what we want. We want to think about it. We want to think about it. We want. We don't want to go into Raw, go into SmackDown, go into these pay-per-views and can literally write down almost word for word exactly how these fucking outcomes are going to happen. That's how it's been in the past like year, 2 years. But like now, thank you, Paul Heyman. You know what? Fuck y'all, WWE. Thank you, Paul Heyman. Thank you, Eric Bischoff. And truthfully, thank you, dear Vince.
Yeah, because like I said, I thought about something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've actually, envisioned that a few times. I'm like, yeah, well, you know what? What if old Finn gives, Bray, the Fiend, the taste of his own medicine,
yep.
and lights go out, like you said, in mid-match, and then all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, like, they just start blinking, and you see red.
Mm-hmm.
Because even, like, what if it's to a point where, okay, let's just say early in the match,
mm-hmm.
and again, this has nothing to do with my booking, okay? This is just a totally different thing. But let's just say, like, early in the match, the Fiend gets, the jump on Balor. And let's say he hits Abigail, like, within the first 2 minutes of the match.
Mm-hmm.
And then, okay, let's say, Balor's out cold. And let's say, the lights go out. But except they don't go completely out. You still see the little spotlights or whatever flashing, like when he's originally about to make his entrance.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as he's, posing or whatever he's doing in the ring, all of a sudden the lights do go out.
Mm-hmm.
And they stay off for, let's say, about, a good 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Then all of a sudden you hear the boop, boop,
yeah, that'd be fun.
Boop, boop. But the music doesn't start. You just hear the boop.
Yeah, just the beginning, the intro.
Boop. Yeah. And then, like, you all of a sudden, like, you see the Fiend, and, like, he's looking up, like, at the lights. And then he's, like, like, slowly turning around, trying to see, like, why the hell are these lights, like, flickering back and forth. And then, maybe a few seconds later, after he does that, he turns around, and he comes to find that Finn is not in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And the referee's not even there either, to tell you the truth. And then all of a sudden, I guess, after the red lights are flickering, all of a sudden they just become still. But the spotlight is on him.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden you hear the guitar riff, the opening guitar riff. Dun, 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 dun.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, 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 dun. But again, the music doesn't start. But how sick would this shit be? Tell me I'm not a fucking good fantasy booker. How sick is this shit? Okay, so the red spotlight is on him, right?
Yep.
But then all of a sudden, it slowly transitions to the top corner of the ring. And who should be there perched up on the top rope?
Like a gargoyle.
Staring the Fiend in the face.
Like a gargoyle.
But the demon.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you know, And you know what
and
else
the
is
crowd
funny?
just erupts.
Yeah, definitely. And that was the thing. Just how I said, like it would be a mind fuck as far as like how did they do it so quick? But the whole thing would be just have red paint in like a tub under the ring and just have them roll around in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then just have like maybe a quick makeup kit or some shit.
Or
yeah,
or
that's my whole thing.
this.
The look has to look good after the match when the lights are on and he shows himself. Like it has to be. It can't be like sloppy.
Or either
you
he
know
could
what I'm
just do this, or either he could just do this. You don't even have to go through all of that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even have to have the red tub like up under the ring.
Mm-hmm.
You can just do it like this. You can have the makeup kit, but just have him kind of take a page out of Dustin Rhodes' playbook.
Half and half.
Just have him paint have half of his face black
Yeah, I thought of that too.
and a little bit of red,
Mm-hmm.
and then have the other side normal.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
he's just perched up, just on, like you said, in gargoyle position. He's just perched up on the top rope
Mm-hmm.
when that red spotlight like slowly transitions and the Fiend looks, and it's Balor, not necessarily completely the Demon King, but you know, just a little bit of it. And you know, Corey Graves, and you can even have Corey Graves on the call. He could be like Cole, be like, look at this. Is that the like it can't be.
Yeah.
And then the crowd just erupts. And then like once the lights come back on, Finn is actually gone.
Oh yeah.
And then that's the end of that. So see, they could just even tease it.
Yeah.
They could just tease that. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
The demon side of him is starting to slowly take over.
This angle, the possibilities are endless, straight up and down.
Dude, this could
the possibilities
be.
are
I'm just
endless.
gonna go ahead and say it right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say it right now. The jock sniffers are gonna come after me, but fuck them. This could be the new Mankind Undertaker of the 21st century.
It could.
I
Yeah.
just said it. I
Yeah.
just said it.
You said that's
just
what's up.
fucking
It
said
is
it.
what it is. Fuck it, man. Like I think that I'll take it a step further for the fact that I think Bray Wyatt's genius in this character, and truthfully even the genius of him not even being the Fiend. I mean, he's definitely going to be the Fiend in this match, but not even being the Fiend. It's almost like a parody, like weird, like, because imagine this, like when he's just Bray Wyatt with the sweater on and shit like that, he's almost like a parody kind of whatever thing. But then in ring, he could be like super nasty, but then apologizing when he does something really fucked up. Like the possibilities are endless for this angle. Straight
That's
up.
what I said. It's
gonna
the
be
new
great.
Mankind. It could be the new Mankind Undertaker of the 21st century.
And we're gonna see.
I know that's a bold comparison, but that's what we do here on DPP. We do bold shit. So
That's
yeah,
what
I
we
just
do.
said it.
But shit, we have, you know what, the last thing I wanted to do before we end the podcast was talk about the Roman Reigns ending to SmackDown. And then after that, we'll talk a little bit about AEW. Like, what was that? Like, what was it though? Like who do you think? Because I mean, a rack that big just doesn't tilt over. Like, someone had to push it over. Like, what do you think that? Because and my thing's like Shane McMahon, but my thing, Shane McMahon's main beef is with Kevin Owens. So,
Right.
I really didn't get how that went. To be honest, I really did. Oh yeah,
I
you know
really
what? Damn it. That's what I gotta shed some light on this. Corey Graves Snuffleupagus parking. Did you catch that? That was the funniest shit I ever heard in my entire life. He told.
Actually, I didn't. I did not.
Well,
But I heard it was pretty damn hilarious.
it was
though.
funny, man. Like it was after Luke Gallows and them won the fucking tag belts, and then he went back there with AJ Styles, and it was like, and then after that whole segment, they went back to the commentators, and Corey goes, it's gonna be some partying tonight. Renee, if you come, I'll make sure that there's Snuffleupagus parking for you, and that was fucking hilarious. I don't know why it was funny, truthfully, but it was just funny. But shit, we can go right back.
First of all, what the hell is a fucking Snuffleupagus, whatever the hell that shit is. What is that? A new tampon for women?
Snuffleupagus is a character on Sesame Street. It was almost like a not a dinosaur. It really reminded you kind of a what do you call this shit? Elephant type of thing, but it was brown and like furry and to be honest, it kind of looked like Dean Ambrose when he had like the hair and it was all wet. That's the only thing that I got from it, because you know me, I deep dive into everything. I'm like, what did that mean? And I even looked up Snuffleupagus parking. There's nothing coming. But my thing, the only thing that I could get is maybe that's an inside joke, the way they say that Dean Ambrose looks like Snuffleupagus. That's the only thing I got. You know, you remember when Dean had like the stringy, like bowl cut haircut and like that, like he kind of looked like Snuffleupagus in the face.
Yeah,
so.
look like a, you know what I'm saying? Look like a bodyguard for NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys. Yeah, I know.
But
of course.
But we're gonna go back to the damn Roman Reigns and ending SmackDown. What the fuck was that, man? What the fuck was that?
I don't know. But you know what?
I have no idea.
When I initially saw it, I'm not gonna lie, I was stunned. It kind of made me sit up a little bit and be like, well, what the fuck is this? Mm-hmm. Roman Reigns in a serious cliffhanger to end SmackDown? Okay, I can dig it.
Yeah, but it was kind of weird because it just ended. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it did get his reaction after coming out, and the whole EMT's like, no, we need to test you. Like, no, fuck that, I'm good. But then when he walked away, it was kind of like he was still shook from it. But my thing is like, where does this go? Like, who?
Well,
it's not Braun Strowman.
Hell no.
Because it's just a rack.
I'm guessing, you know, the story that I would have developed from this is that, you know, everybody is jealous of, or I should say certain people in the locker room, a.k.a. the heels, are jealous of Roman's success. And being that, you know, he's one of the main superstars in WWE, somebody obviously didn't take that too well, and they obviously want to make a name for themselves. So what better way to make a name for yourself than taking out one of the top stars in WWE?
It's trying to kill Roman Reigns.
I'm just saying.
They tried to kill that nigga. Hey, what if it was The Rock? Because I know he was just in a movie with The Rock. What if it's The Rock making a... Nah, that ain't happening. But like my thing is, I don't have any... I have no assumptions. I have no ideas of what the fuck that could have been. It was just real weird to me. Like, okay, like, because I wasn't even about to kind of call out somebody or allude to his next.
Yeah, he was about to do some SummerSlam challenge.
Maybe it was Aleister Black. That's a good one. That's a good one because Aleister Black came on with that promo saying that he just and that would definitely get him over.
He's gonna go back and play hide and go seek again. And now we're gonna wait. Now we gotta wait another 7 months before somebody can come and find him.
But that could have been the thing. Maybe Aleister Black was in that room and he had to pee real bad. There's no bathroom in that room, mind you. And that they just put that fucking that fucking what was it, man? It was a big fucking, it wasn't a locker, it was a damn, I just call it a fucking wall of shit. Maybe they put the wall of shit in front of his door and he kicked the door open because he had to pee so bad, and then the wall of shit fucking just fell down on him. It was just perfect timing, I'm thinking. That's what I think. I think it's going to be a thing with Aleister Black, truthfully. And I just came up with that then because I just said right before that I had no idea.
That would be a hell of a rub.
That would be.
That would be a hell of a rub.
That would be good.
For Roman to pick a fight with Aleister Black, that would be the hell of a rub.
Because it's his yard.
You're right. But
Makes sense.
Actually, I stand corrected. What I was saying about who's going to come pick a fight next with Aleister Black, I forgot to say, and I don't know if I don't know if this went over your head or not, but Sami Zayn actually stepped up to the plate.
Oh yeah, you're right.
That you know he was gonna what did he say? In the hype or whatever
Yeah, scratch that.
of Aleister Black
Yes,
at SummerSlam.
scratch me off. I'm a lotto ticket. Scratch me off, and it was a loser.
Right. Right.
Well,
Yeah.
shit, we good on SmackDown. Let's talk about AEW and the
AEW.
few matches that they've announced. They've actually even announced the inaugural match for the new show, which was Cody Rhodes and Sammy Guevara. What do you think of that match? Do you think that that's a first? Do you think that's a good inaugural match to the show, seeing that Cody Rhodes plays such a big role in AEW behind the scenes as well as in ring, or do you think that that's just a good way of putting over a talent that truthfully could be top 3 to top 5 best in-ring workers within the next 5 years in Sammy Guevara?
I think I'm gonna go with the point that you just made. I think this is definitely a match that Cody probably suggested himself, because he obviously sees, just like we do, a lot of potential and star power in Sammy Guevara. And what better way than to put the young squire over than have him get in there with one of the top dogs and either get a big win against them or look good in defeat,
like Darby Allin, like he did Darby Allin in the last pay-per-view. I think it's good. I think it's a good test for Guevara. I think we're gonna see what type of professional wrestler Guevara really is, and we're also gonna see, most importantly, can he handle the main event platform? Yeah,
because for a young performer his age, and you're going into this inaugural episode of All Elite Wrestling, and it's their debut in front of a national televised audience on one of the biggest TV networks in the world. And it's in prime time as well, because it's only 2 hours.
I cannot fucking wait for this shit.
That's a lot of Sammy Guevara is definitely got to be feeling that pressure, man. And like I said, on top of that, it's against one of the top dogs, if not the top dog of AEW,
as well,
Cody Rhodes,
as well as his boss. That's what we forgetting about. That's what we're forgetting about, and his boss. And then, truthfully, super shout out to Cody for even making this match one of the first ones, because that shows that he's putting the company before his ego and before his fucking career in wrestling. Why the fuck would he wrestle Sammy Guevara? Sammy Guevara, if he was in the WWE, he would be on 205 Live.
Probably
straight up 100, and that's my thing. But Rey Mysterio's allowed to cook with the 300-pounders. Like, that's my thing. And no shit towards Rey Mysterio, because he's a fucking legend. But it's not all about size. It's about how you book the smaller guy and how you allow them to win. Because shit, I had no idea that fucking Rey Mysterio would have won the match that he won this past fucking week. And I forget who it was, but I was like, oh, shit, they put him over him? That's weird.
Cesaro,
yeah, over Cesaro. And it looked like Cesaro's about to get a huge push. But, yeah, it's all about how you book the smaller guys. Great job on Rey Mysterio, but the reason why you don't get a great job pat on the back WWE is the fact that, of course, you're going to do that for Rey Mysterio, because he's a legend and he's so over. Like, Rey Mysterio could retire now, come back 10 years later, and people will still pop when he fucking comes out to wrestle Ricochet. When Ricochet's, you know what I'm saying, a vet. Like, Rey Mysterio's just that guy. So, I mean, great job, Rey Mysterio. But, yeah, it's just one of those things. But definitely shout out to fucking Cody Rhodes for fucking keeping it 100 and showing, like, yo, you know what? We putting over the new talent. But, man, on that first show, that's the reason why. I'll put it this way. This is the question I want to ask you. And then we can go to the other match that was announced. What are you most excited about as far as this show? Like, I already know why.
Man, that is a spectacular
the most excited
question.
About.
That is a definite spectacular question. I thought you would never ask something like that, but I'm glad that you did. The thing that I'm most psyched about when you talk about the inaugural episode of AEW this coming October, is I'm just excited for the stories that are going to be built.
That's me,
from
right?
this. Not only
too.
the stories,
Mm-hmm.
not only the stories that are going to be built from this, but I'm also psyched to see as the year goes on, and the more we get settled in, to the episodes and the company or whatever the case may be. I'm just excited to see like how these divisions are going to be built up as far as like, the main event and the mid card, as well as like, the AEW championship division, or, if they do come up with a mid card, championship, that division, of course, the tag team division as well as the women's division too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically, the story, the stories and the angles, and basically, seeing who's going to fill out these divisions, man. Because you've got a wealth of talent, that's going to make up this organization, and it's just all the matter now of just seeing where everybody fits, and once we actually get everybody in their proper place, that's when things are really going to explode. And that's really, what I'm looking forward to the most outside of the matches.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I can already tell you, like,
the match is
off
gonna
the
be
top of my head right
the match
now.
is gonna be fire. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because I can already tell you right now who I would think could fill out, some of these divisions and stuff, within AEW. But, that's another, podcast.
Yeah, that's
for
for
a
the
different day.
that's for the pod a week before the show debuts.
Right. Yeah.
Word.
We'll even go with that. And
One
you know
more-
what? I'll do you one better.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do you one better. For that particular episode, leading up to the debut episode of All Elite Wrestling, I'm actually gonna put you, in front of the jury or whatever you want to call it, and I'm gonna have you tell me who is gonna be your top main event star,
Mm-hmm.
who's gonna be your top
Mid card.
tag team,
Okay, tag team.
and the last thing will be who is going to be the top babyface in AEW, as well as who will be the top heel.
Heel easy.
So those,
And we're gonna stop there.
So those are gonna be the burning questions
Mm-hmm.
that I'm gonna ask you. When I put you in front of the spotlight
We're done.
on our AEW, I guess predictions.
Yeah. Show before the show. Show before
Yeah.
the show. Well, shit.
So,
But hey,
yeah.
I have one more question though. To be honest, like, I was gonna go ahead and send this off, but I want to ask a quick question. If I put it this way, how vital is CM Punk to AEW? Because I mean, a lot of us know that CM Punk, if he's a man of his word, he's not going back to the WWE ever. He's never going to do that. But there's there's talks of him in AEW or talking to AEW, or possibly, like, pondering AEW. But how vital is CM Punk to AEW? And truthfully, how, like, if CM Punk shows up on that first show, will the ratings double Raw and SmackDown put together?
That's not even a question.
Yeah.
That's not even a question.
Will it double or triple? Will it double or triple?
Will Snoop Dogg stop smoking fucking weed?
But what do you think? Like, do you think that? You know what? I'm gonna switch the question, because this should be like a midsection on an episode. I'll put it this way: how much percent, like, I'll put it this way. Do you think that there's a chance that CM Punk may possibly debut on AEW's inaugural show? That could be like biggest, because that's the biggest debut of a show, a wrestling show of all time, because everyone wants CM Punk. Everyone's fucking speculating about CM Punk. What if AEW on their first show ever on primetime television brings back CM Punk? Then they're automatically the heroes. They're the heroes of wrestling fucking history. For the new guy.
And I'll tell you what, and I'll fantasy book this right here and right now. You bring that.
We got to be quick with this one though, man, because we got the thunder going on.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that fantasy booking real quick. If that was to happen, before you do any match, before you announce Jim Ross and the broadcast team, after the video intro shows and they cut to the arena, you had CM Punk walk out there. No music, no nothing. And just catch everybody off guard. You tell the main camera guy, let's go to the shot outside in the parking deck. Either he'll be riding it in his own personal car or he'll arrive in a limo, but you would have that shit like rapid fire. Like as soon as he, cuts to, the parking deck, have a limo pull up real fast, have CM Punk get out, don't even, do all the pomp and circumstance and all that shit.
Just to get all the tweets going. Get all the tweets.
Slam the door.
Yeah.
Have that guy get out the limo, slam the door, and just power walk into the arena and watch and just let that place lose its mind for like 20 damn minutes.
You know what sucks though? Is if that were to happen, we may lose Vince McMahon as far as a human on this planet. He'll like, imagine how red he would be and angry. He would be so fucking angry.
That's what I would do, though. That's what I would do. I would literally just have him, if he was riding in the limo or in his own personal vehicle, just have him, kind of just pull into the arena like real fast, just slam on the brakes, and just have him get out the car and just slam the door or whatever, and just walk in the arena, just power walk to the arena like he's about to go whip somebody his first night of, the inaugural show, although he's not actually going to do that. But just have him power walk to the ring, like in a very serious manner.
Yeah, he's just going to go. He's going to cut the promo of the century.
Yeah, and when he gets in the ring, have him grab a microphone and just have him simply say this: I am officially All Elite.
Word, that
Drop
would be
the mic, walk out the ring, that's it.
Hey, you know what? This is a quick rebuttal in quick micro booking instead of I'm officially All Elite. Go in there and say the best in the world is in AEW. Then drop the mic. Fuck you, Shane McMahon. You ain't the best in the world. Do you know how much of a spit in the face that would be? That's how you do
better.
it. That's how you do it.
That's even better.
Dear Vince.
Fuck what I just said.
No, dear Vince, we're both available for hire. We'll get these things together for you, bro.
Yeah, like seriously, cause the thing with Punk, man, he doesn't need a lot. He doesn't need a lot. Just give him little as possible and watch him make magic happen.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, like, that would be the most gangster entrance, like,
fuck yeah,
for that show.
It would be better
just to have him pull in, just to have him pull into the arena. They won't know it's him first. Just have like a black SUV or whatever. Just pull into the arena. Just slam on the brake, and then like just tell him to wait in the car for like a few seconds, and then all of a sudden just pop the door open and just slam the door, and like I said, just literally power walk into the arena. Like, and have him take the long way.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have him take the short way. Have him walk down that long-ass hallway. Because I know the Capital One Center is a pretty damn big arena.
Mm-hmm.
Let him walk down that long-ass hallway and just let the crowd erupt. And have the camera follow him the whole way through until he gets to that curtain.
Mm-hmm.
And once he comes out to that curtain, just have him walk down to the ring.
Yep.
And just
best
have
in the
him get in
world.
the ring.
Best in the
Don't
world
have
is
him-
all elite.
Yeah. Don't even have him look around at the crowd.
Yeah,
Fuck
just
all
say
that.
it quick. Yeah, quick. And then
And
drop
then
the
just
mic
drop
and
the
fucking
mic.
and then walk out. Super fucking hardcore.
Walk out.
Word.
That's it.
Guys,
That's it.
we have a lot to think about in the world of
Yes, we
professional
do.
wrestling. We have a lot to think about in the WWE universe. We have SummerSlam coming up. We have a new show, a new product by the AEW coming up. We have Raw and SmackDown next week. We have a lot of wrestling to talk about this upcoming week.
Yes, we do.
I'm not going to announce the an idea because my thing is we're gonna have conceptual podcasts as well, but it like we're feeling alive right now. Things are changing. We're actually having good wrestling talk and conversation about relevant things that are happening now in wrestling. So we're gonna wait for these conceptual podcasts about the past, the future, about particular wrestlers. But this is the Dear Vince podcast, and this has been episode 10, and I hope you all enjoyed it, man. Like, we have a lot of information, for one,
Yeah, we do.
ideas,
Yep.
and I'm passing
Speaking
it
of
off to you,
ideas-
man. I'm passing it off to you, man. Go ahead and end this thing. Like, this is
Speaking
beautiful.
of ideas,
Mm-hmm.
last thing I want to say, speaking of ideas, is I was going to make this announcement at the beginning of the broadcast, but it's only fitting that I end tonight's broadcast with this announcement. As of this day going forward, my show, The Lateral Press,
Mm-hmm.
will not only be featuring me, as I have, through my, deep hoping and wishing, have gone out and I found me a co-host. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? He's right here.
It's me. It's Beer Drink.
It's Beer Drink.
I will be
That's
helping
right,
out
ladies and gentlemen.
100.
So not only are you going to get us here on the Dear Vince podcast every week, but you're also going to get us on the Lateral Press.
100.
More details coming soon. That's all I got to say.
And one
Because
thing,
we got to get out of here.
and you get the better version of me because I won't be drunk, because I think we're going to do that a bit earlier, right? Isn't that how you do it?
Oh yeah, of course. Oh, of course. See, he won't even have a chance to be Beer Drink.
So we
He'll
we
just
have a
be
yin and yang.
regular Aaron Gordon.
We have a yin and yang here. 2 podcasts
Yes,
for the
we do.
price of 1. It is what it is,
That's
but
right.
it ain't what it's going to be. We have George Kennebrew. It's Beer
Yep.
Drink. I hope you all enjoyed it. Dear
And
Vince
we are in
Podcast.
the lead.
Dear Vince Podcast. Share this shit. Hey.